Scarlett, I think you've come closer to death than that. That's not the worst episode. Yeah, but the episodes are getting more frequent, is what I was saying. I'm getting pretty close to getting fed up with this. Well, you're not gonna die from it, it's not gonna kill you. Yeah, but I can't stand being in this situation with all the uncertain. There's nothing uncertain about it, John. There's nothing they can do to you. Because they're the ones not wanting to honor your medical needs. If anything, you're the one that could do something to them if you really were to push it with the government. Remember, you had the government had the government on Stanley so bad that he was one screw up away from going to federal prison. I mean, they're the ones that don't want to meet your medical needs, and you get pissed off because they don't want to meet them. I mean, you said I had to move to get my needs met, but where am I going to move to? I mean, like Sean said, if I was just, on the second floor, that'd be better than. No, that's not. No. You need away from Miss Thomas, period. She's a trigger. You need away from her, period. She's been a source of stress since day one because of her behavior. You need to be away from, like they say, volatile people. You need a new environment, completely, 100% completely new. Yeah, but the only place I'm on the waiting list, no other waiting list paperwork hadn't arrived yet, and I told you it's not going to work the way you think it is. I know you said something a few weeks ago about this place, the next place it would lead to be a house. How's that possible? I do not know what God's got planned for that. I just know that the next place, I just know that somehow it's going to work out. You're going to end up with a roommate situation. You're going to end up with her. The woman that I've told you exists for years now. She's going to find you. She's on her way. And don't say you're not ready for that. Look how much you're struggling to do things by yourself. You need somebody. Everything points at that. You can't do all this on your own. Yeah, my family ain't doing nothing. They say like, oh, well, if you have this problem, we're not going to help you. Your family, a lot of it with them is they don't have the living space, and two, they don't want to put up with your health problems. Scarlett, I don't think she's going to rescue me. I don't think I'm going to. I think I have any more episodes like this tonight, like I had tonight. If I had any more this bad, I'm going to end up. No, you're not. You're not going to end up You're not going to honestly end up in the hospital. You're not going to end up there either. You got the medicine to treat it. You just gotta realize, John, I'm not lying to you. Things are going to be okay. You're not going to lose all your stuff. You're not going to get evicted. They can't, John, how many times did Stanley try this crap when your disability pissed him off? With all the ambulances and everything. How many times did he get pissed about this stuff? I mean, let's be completely honest. How many times did this make him mad? Well, a lot. A lot. Exactly. It made him mad a lot. Did it get him anywhere? No. It's not going to get the people on this building anywhere either. They can get as pissed off about your schizophrenia, your asthma, your right. They can get as mad about it as they want to. But it's not going to do them any good. It's not going to do them any good. And besides, if you were to bring up something about the lease, the one thing they could probably use in their defense was say, well, we can't accommodate somebody with that many needs. That's the only thing they could really use if things were to push to a certain direction, is they could say, we can't accommodate somebody that sick. That's the only leverage they really have, is they say they can't accommodate somebody that's sick. That's it. That's the only thing they can really do. And that's all they can really do when it comes to the government. Is say, look, we don't have the resources or the whatever. We don't have the ability to care for somebody with that many health problems, which is what they're trying to do anyway. They don't want somebody as sick as you on their property. Stanley didn't like it either, but did it do him any good? The only thing he was able to do was what? Jack up the rent and kick all the special needs people out. Exactly, and he was a private landlord on his building. The government regulates what you pay here. The people in that office do not regulate what you pay, the government does. And like I said, that's the most they can have is leverage, is say, we don't want somebody that's sick here because we can't accommodate them. Like, like your legs, and worry about you falling downstairs and breaking your neck. They could say that's a liability risk. That's the most they can do. That's the most they can do in any of this, is say that your health concerns are a liability for their establishment. That's it. That's it. That's the most it can be done on any level. Is you have trouble getting up and down the stairs, you have asthma, you have schizophrenia, you have all these conditions, and they could say it's a liability for them to have those kind of someone with those many conditions on their property. That's it. That's the worst it can do. Like the whole thing of you could ask the girl out, and the worst you can do is say no. That's about the worst they can do is say no. We don't want somebody that's sick here. That's it. That's the only leverage they have. But the minute they do that, the government's going like, well, you guys signed to deal with a handicap. You guys need to do, something else needs to be done. So trust me, that's all that can really be done. That's technically what they're doing. That's why they don't want to have you on have your lease anymore, because of all your health concerns. Make them worry about you actually, say falling down the steps and breaking your neck or some other health condition. They don't want somebody as sick as you here. And they're trying to manipulate the system to say they don't want that concern on their mind. Like I said, the only way Stanley was able to get rid of you was what? The government was fining him for the situation he was putting you guys in. He was getting fined and threatened with prison from the government. The only problem is the government partially owns this building, so the government can, I don't know, find you a care manager that doesn't walk out the door on you or something. I mean, like you are struggling with needing support and stuff. I told you, you're not going to end up on the street. There's nothing they can do to kick you out on the street. They can't kick you out on the street for being sick. They can say they don't want to deal with it. They have the right to say they don't want to deal with it, but that's all they can do. And that's basically what they're doing. We don't want to deal with somebody that's sick. We don't want this kind of insurance liability with someone who can't really manage the stairs where they're going to fall and break their neck. That's all they can do is say they don't want to deal with it. And you know what the government does then? They can't find no one else, okay? So then what is it? Okay, well fine, we'll get John a KRA that actually works. And they'll go to KRA companies and find someone that'll come help you with chores and all that stuff. Like that they should have done it like they were trying to do in the first place. There's only two ways this could really end. Something else opens up and you get out of this building and get on the ground floor. Or they bring their case for a judge that someone with your health concerns is something they're not comfortable dealing with. Then they say, okay, well fine, we'll get John an in-home nurse. And then you get the in-home nurse, like you should have, like Tabitha even says it, your dad even says it. You can't do all this on your own. You need you need some kind of support system. The only thing this place can say is they don't want somebody as sick as you. And the only other way that can be resolved is they want some kind of, as the government steps in and gets a nurse aide to come out to help you with things. That's it. Those are the options. John, they're afraid that if your leg gives out and you fall on a test and break their neck, then they're going to get the shit suit out of them. Or if you have a bad enough asthma or schizophrenic episode and something goes wrong, they're going to get the shit suit out of them. They don't want you around because they don't want to deal with the insurance companies and the lawsuit shit. Just like Stanley didn't want to deal with it. Remember, that's what pissed him off, because all the lawsuit shit that was starting to happen because he had somebody as sick as you on his property. So the world really does hate me. No. It's not they hate you. They don't understand how to help you. That's all this is going to turn out to. And you know what? Given the housing market, that's probably what they're going to do, is they're going to really push the issues of getting you a care aide. That's probably all they're going to do, is just say, okay. They're going to say, as a management company, as a manager of this property, we can't deal with his schizophrenia. We can't deal with his health problems. We don't feel comfortable engaging with this person without some kind of mediator. Then the government's going to go find a mediator. That's probably what they're going to do. They're going to find a mediator. They're going to find a care aide. And they're going to find one that's not going to be an asshole like the guy who walked out the door. I told you, you're not going to get out of Anderson financially without someone to split bills with. You already know, you already looked at the math. Like an apartment in Easley, the power bill is going to be like $200 a month. Can you afford that? No, it's the rent's going to be, well, I mean, it's going to be $200 for the belly total of $400 for the power bill and the rent. Can you really afford that? No? All right then. All you got to do when you get in touch with, when this whole thing goes where it's going to go, just, they just need to express that they don't feel comfortable dealing with you without some kind of mediator, some kind of care nurse or whatever. And the reason everything keeps pointing at that, because that's what you need. You can't do all this by yourself. What's going to happen is you're going to have a care nurse who's going to come in and help you with things. The cleaning, the other things, that's what's going to turn out to be, is you're going to, I know you don't like that idea, but that's what's going to end up happening. You're not going to go to Easley. You're not going to go to Pickens. They may move you down a floor, and then they're going to get a care attendant to come come work with you. Like, that's the most they can probably do here, is put you down on the second floor because you're not in a wheelchair, and then get a care attendant to mediate between you and those dipsticks that don't want to deal with you. That's it.